get organized in the past, but you feel like it hasn't really stuck with you. Well, I'm here to tell you that there is a new way out there that will help you to get organized once and for all. However, there are 7 different components that you need to take account of. And so I'm going to guide you through component number 3. This is Janice Russell with Minding Your Matters Organizing, where we have come up with this brand new flexible structure method because we realize that you want some structure, but it needs to be flexible enough so that when your life changes, your organizing systems can change with you, whether we're talking home, office, or calendar. So component number 3 is to develop meaningful habits. Now, we all have habits. Probably the best example is in the morning. Now, your habits may be different from the other people in your household or your friends, neighbors, and relatives. You might first brush your teeth, then get dressed, then eat breakfast. Someone else might first eat breakfast, then put on their clothes, then brush their teeth. There are several different ways to do it. There's not a right way or a wrong way. They're just different ways, and they work for different people. And probably until now, you didn't even think about it a whole lot because it's a habit that you've developed and it works for you. Well, organizing is the same way. You have to develop meaningful habits. So let's talk about maybe one that's non-functioning for you, and then we'll talk about maybe how to make it meaningful. So here's what's non-functional for a lot of people. Whether they're entering their home or their office, maybe they're entering with stuff in their hands. It might be papers, it might be supplies, it might be a purchase, could be a briefcase, knapsack, purse, whatever it is. You enter a space and you put it down in the first place you can find. Now, here's the problem with that. When you need whatever you brought in, you may not know where it is, because you haven't created or developed a meaningful habit. So part of getting organized is developing that habit that will work for you. So for some people, for example, when they come into their house, they might have a specific place to hang their keys, to put their purse or backpacks or briefcase. Then they might go to another place where they put down papers, and then they have a processing place, and then they might have another place where they put down groceries, and then right away they put them away, especially the ones that belong in the refrigerator or freezer. Now, here's the thing. That makes it easier for them the next time they go looking for any of those items they brought in. But you may be saying, well, gosh, that just doesn't sound like it would work for me at all. I need one place where I can put down everything. That's okay. Doesn't matter to me. It's what works for you. So let's take an example, for example, in the office. So one habit people often have is if they have training, whether it be something at their workplace, a webinar, on-site, whether it be a conference they go to, they often come back with stuff. Whether it's notes you've taken or maybe pens and pencils and other tchotchkes that you've collected along the way, and you come into your office or finish your webinar and you've got all this stuff and you just sort of put it down and you start something else. And again, here's the problem. When you need it, you may not go back to it, or you may have only gotten a little bit of information that's actually pertinent, but because you didn't delete the stuff that's not pertinent right away, now you've got all this extra information, and then you feel really overwhelmed about having to do it, so you put it aside. So maybe a more meaningful habit is to take a few minutes and jot down, and by jot it could be a smartphone, it could be your computer, or it could actually be in notes, action items. Those need to go wherever you put your action items. Reference information, and take care of all that. And if you can't do it right when you get in the office, then maybe you make a time at the end of a day or during the lunchtime or at the beginning of the day. But when you have the habit, then you'll be able to do it automatically. And that's really what we're looking for, not with everything in organizing, but with a lot of things. You just need to have some habits. Could be short, could be longer. Again, it depends on what is going to work for you in your situation. Now, if you'd like some help developing some meaningful habits when it comes to your organizing and productivity, Minding Your Matters would be more than happy to help you, whether it's a business or home situation. So check us out on the web, on Facebook, on Twitter. Give us a call. We'd be happy to help you realize organization with lasting results.